Welcome to episode 2 of Project Arkangelos. So, one thing I'd like to address is the reason why behind the name Project Arkangelos and what exactly I'm aiming for with this. So, basically, now there's going to be a shroud of mystery to this because, on some level, I don't even understand the reason this name came to me and the reason it keeps coming to me, basically, for the past 4 years. But Arkangelos, I think of the word archangel. And basically, in 2020, I was diagnosed with type 2 bipolar. And during that period of 2020, that chaotic, beautiful, historical time that we all know, love, and share with one another, I experienced a series of visions. And these were not hallucinations. These were not things that were seen in the sensory organs, in the sensory field of perception. These were not hallucinations. Were more akin to visions. In particular, I remember walking in nature and experiencing this vision of this very masculine angel. So think of a buff dude with wings coming down and lifting me up from the experience I was enduring. So I had this very visceral vision of an archangel. So or archangel. Think of the word archetype, archetypal, sort of like the head angel. I had this masculine archangel with wings swoop down and lift me up from my predicament on a very spiritual level. And I know that's one of those words now, spiritual, but I mean in terms of the word spirit, not the mind, not the bodily form, not the personality, a spirit entity, okay? Okay, you want to talk real? Let's talk real. So, so that's one reason why this theme of the archangel really resonates with me on a deeply profound symbolic level beyond this realm of forms and appearances. So that's one reason for Archangel. I also have memories of watching X-Men in the 90s when I was about 6, 7, 8 years old. And there was a character named Archangel. Maybe you could look them up, jog my memory. And someone explained to me why the heroes, or the mutants, I should say, why the main characters, the characters with superpowers in the X-Men series, why were they so defined muscularly, and why did they wear such skin-tight outfits? Can someone tell me why? Because now that art is like burned into my psyche, and I just remember seeing this fallen angel, Archangel. I'm not sure if he dies in one episode. I just have this imagery of a fallen angel. So Archangel, Project Arkangelos. I believe Arkangelos is the Greek spelling and pronunciation for archangel. So that's largely why I've chosen that name, because it's deeply symbolically meaningful to me, significant, deeply symbolically significant to me. And beyond that, it is a mystery. What I intend for this is, well, let's just see. Let's just see what unfolds. But who knows? Maybe this can evolve into a kind of organization of sorts. Maybe this can evolve into a kind of collective. Particularly, I'm interested in writers and people sharing their words and their voice, whether it's to create fiction and to tell stories, or whether it's to share their philosophical treatises, their philosophical ideas, whether it's their political discourse. I want this to be a kind of collective for writers. But it could evolve. It could evolve all different kinds of branches, like a neural network, which is a hot topic these days, isn't it? Neural networks. And it's made me consider, just on the topic of neural networks, that I sometimes and often, and actually just this morning, feel like that we are all connected by one mind, and perhaps we are all tapped into one mind. And it's just the illusion that we experience of having separate minds with separate narratives, stories that we live out, called the days of our lives, that TV show. We think we're in this illusion where we are separate, living our personal narratives, but I believe we're actually also connected to one universal mind. And it's really interesting, the dawn of AI, because it's something beyond anyone's understanding at this stage, yet we've created it and it's evolving. But anyway, I digress. I can talk about that in further. I'm just conscious of the time because I've already hit 6 minutes. And ideally, I would like to speak to more experts on this topic rather than my own ramblings first thing in the morning. But I do believe we are connected to one mind, and I feel like AI is the birth of a new organism. I feel like it's the birth of a new organism, a new intelligence. I just assumed intelligence had to evolve out of biology, but it seems like that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. And therefore, we have to go back to the drawing board on the nature of intelligence itself. So anyway, that's just like a little side passage, a little side quest we could discuss in future. But my intention for this, I want to discuss topics like that. This could evolve. I want it to be a writers' collective. Maybe it can evolve into a creators' collective, not just writers, but musicians, artists of all shapes and forms. Who knows what this can develop into, but that's kind of the reasoning behind Project Arkangelos. And I'm sure as I develop this, I will get more of a precise vision. All I know is that I experience the vision and then I act on it and then I interpret it later. Because if I spend too much time thinking about it and interpreting it, I just won't act. I will think myself into paralysis. So that's how we operate here at Project Arkangelos. Last thing I'll say is dreams are really interesting. So I'm about 4 weeks into sobriety, and I intend to keep this going for the rest of my life, basically, at this stage, because I like the feeling so much, and I just do not want to go back to that old version of myself. So at this stage, it's looking like this is permanent for me personally. And, you know, they say never, blah, blah, blah. But I've just lived through such darkness for over a decade that I just don't want to go back to that person. I want to grow now. It's time to grow. And this world, it's very easy to just reach for substances to escape what's happening. So I actually feel a kind of strength just in facing this situation head on, sober, with a sober mind, because we live in sobering times. And it's funny because when I talk about sobriety, it feels like people interpret it as though I'm being holier than thou, when that's the furthest thing from what is actually occurring, at least in terms of my intention. Because I mean this more as a message to people who are considering sobriety for themselves, but maybe everybody in their social circle uses substances, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is. And addictions come in all shapes and sizes. You can be addicted to food, you can be addicted to exercise. Addiction knows no bounds, it seems. But that's not my intention as to be like judgmental. It's more just to be a voice and an example that you can be sober. You don't have to be trapped in these cycles of using chemicals to shift your state of mind to another place as though it's normal. Because anyway, whether it's normal or not, it's just interesting. It's curious. It's curious that societies and civilizations do that, and that there are some chemicals that we accept and then others that we decry. So I think that's just curious. I've already hit 10 minutes. So this is going to be a big file to upload. That's all that means. So anyway, sobriety, and basically what is occurring for me is my dreams are returning. I just haven't had dreams in years. I haven't had dreams when I go to sleep. And some people would say, lucky you. Well, sure, but it's also just a curious thing when you reflect on the fact you haven't experienced dreaming for years. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe everybody's just different. And I kind of had a theory that perhaps because I spend so much time in creativity, spend a lot of time creating music, that perhaps I get all the dream energy out. I don't know. I was coming up with some theory based in nothing but my own thoughts and pattern recognition faculties and meaning-making faculties. But my dreams are coming back. Just last night, actually, I had a dream where somebody offered me a drink and I started drinking it. It was like a soda drink. And then I asked, hang on, is this alcoholic? And they said, yeah. And I felt like, hang on, don't you know I'm not drinking alcohol anymore? I'm on the path of sobriety. So maybe that's reflective. Maybe I'm anticipating future situations that are to arise socially where I'm offered a drink and I have to explain, no thanks, no thank you. So if you have any tips on how to address those situations, please let me know in the most negotiative, diplomatic, that's the word, in the most diplomatic way possible. So I don't hurt people's feelings, but at the same time, get to stand in the truth of my principles without feeling like I have to fold to other people's principles just to make them feel good in the moment. So dreams are returning. I also had a dream seeing my mum and my dad at a childhood location, which was very interesting. I had that dream yesterday, and as soon as I woke up, that's when I had the vision to just create Project Arkangelos. I created that video that I uploaded. I feel like it was a really striking video, and I feel like that was because I had a direct vision from the source of the cosmos, from the cosmic egg itself, talking to me through the dream realm. And I woke up and just knew exactly what I had to do. I got a lot done, started working on my website, realized I can upload these video podcasts to Substack, which then automatically puts them on Spotify. So you can check this out on Spotify. There's just no video element to the Spotify platform, at least not with what I'm uploading through Substack, but you can at least hear the audio. You're probably listening to it on the audio right now. So this episode, it's more just talking about why Project Arkangelos, what my intention is. Talked a little bit about AI and dreams and sobriety. This morning, I was a little bit low energy. I don't know if it was the food I ate or if people are sending me spiritual energies, but it's okay either way because I transmute it all now into something beautiful. So if I seem less articulate this morning, that's the reason, but I still wanted to record this anyway. For now, I actually have to go, but, and I'm glad because I could keep waffling on, but I just wanted to create a second episode for Project Arkangelos, illustrating a bit of the framework of what we're aiming for here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.